What's going on, everybody? It's your boy back with another one. Today, I'm going to do a story about a 6-year-old boy that accidentally let one off on his younger brother, deleting him. The great grandfather is charged. Now, let's get into it, and I'm going to go on this old knucklehead. A 6-year-old North Carolina boy accidentally shot his younger brother, killing the boy, authorities announced last week. The shooting happened on October 8th in Greenville, about 85 miles east of Raleigh, said the Pitt County Sheriff's Office. And who cares about that? Someone called the deputies just after 7 p.m. that night, and when authorities arrived, they found a 5-year-old child who had been shot in the head. The child, identified by the Pitt County Sheriff's Office and Pitt County Schools as 5-year-old Carter Rosenborough, was taken to a hospital where he was eventually pronounced dead. Damn, 5 years old. 5 years old, just 5 years into this world, and have to come to an end early because of foolishness. Anyway, on October 10th, detectives arrested 72-year-old great-grandfather Rayfield Ruffin, who owned the gun and the home where the shooting took place. The sheriff's office said he was charged due to a violation of statutes 14-315.1 and failed to store the firearm to protect the children in the home. I told you this guy was an old knucklehead. Ruffin was released after posting an unsecured $2,000 bond. It was a terrible, sad, and tragic event, wrote Sergeant Lee Darnell in an email to USA Today. He said Ruffin, the man arrested in connection to the case, is Carter's great-grandfather. A lawyer representing Ruffin he didn't respond to anything. Anyway, Carter was a student at North Elementary School. His school district confirmed he was in kindergarten and was learning Spanish. His favorite word was siéntate, which means sit down, something he never did, his family wrote, reflecting on his short life in an online obituary. It shouldn't come down to his life being in an obituary, but thanks to that old knucklehead, old irresponsible knucklehead who left the toast unattended, that the 5-year-old is no longer here. He also owned a hat and a gold chain he'd wear, pairing them with sunglasses. His favorite color were blue, red, and green. And like most children his age, he took to a wall in his grandparents' home and wrote his name in blue. His name is still written there, his family said. After learning about the elections and Vice President Kamala Harris from his grandmother, he was eager to learn more, his family wrote. The kindergartner lost his first tooth shortly before he died and got $10 from the tooth fairy, his family recalled. He spent his money on candy, where you can lose more teeth so you can get more money. I don't know. The 5-year-old leaves behind 3 sisters and 2 brothers, as well as his mother and father. Carter's parental grandfather, Terry Rosenborough Sr., said he was a vibrant and loved the movie Cars. He was Granddaddy's boy. Well, he was Granddaddy's boy before he was gone. His twin sister, Chloe, was always his protector. The grandfather said if Carter was hungry, she'd tell an adult. If Carter was being picked on, she'd speak up about it. He said both Carter's mom and dad come from a large family, so they have healthy support system. Well, where were they when this happened? I'm a pastor, so we have a lot of support from the church as well as in the community, says Rosenborough, a pastor at True Deliverance Church of Christ in Kingston. He said Carter was a loving child, and what happened to him was an unfortunate mishap. Well, it's happening often. Not only that guy dying, but fathers and great-grandparents leaving the guns unattended leads to a lot of school shooting. So, just saying. So, a lot of stuff like that normally happens. And it's the same story over and over and over again. Shortly after reflecting on the boys and the incident that took him away, his grandfather had a message to share. Love and forgiveness conquers all. Well, he should have shared it was, if my ass wouldn't have left the gun unattended, if I would have put it in a safe place, you'd still be here. Anyway, Kanisha Sally Boomer is a friend of the boy's grandfather and shared the GoFundMe link and asked that people donate. If you can donate anything, please do, she shared on Facebook Tuesday. Sending prayers to Terry and his wife, his mother and father, and the entire family. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, unintentional injury is one leading cause of death amongst U.S. children aged from 0 to 17 years old. Firearms are considered a leading injury method, the CDC report. How about people who use firearms? Ain't the guns itself. The agency also reported that one half of unintentional firearm injury death amongst children happen at home or while playing with or showing the firearm to another person. Well, you remember that 6-year-old showed the firearm to the teacher? No, he showed it, but he let one off on her. Y'all remember that story? Overall, firearms used in unintentional injury deaths were often stored both loaded and unlocked and were commonly accessed from nightstands and other sleeping areas. No shit. The agency said it's possible to reduce these accidental deaths by keeping the firearms locked, unloaded, and separated from ammunition. You know, the same guns that the fathers used to hunt down animals and shit, so they can, so they can get, like, turn them into food or something. You know, those hunting weapons. Well, anyway, that's the end of the article, and that's the end of the video. In closing, the dad should have stayed his ass in jail. I mean, they gave him a short ass bond. He was so irresponsible. I'm speaking of the 6-year-old great granddaddy, of course. I mean, well, what the hell was he thinking? Why would you leave something unattended for somebody else to grab a hold of? And what was the 6-year-old thinking? I wonder what goes into his mind. I'm like, oh man, I had this weapon and the gun accidentally went off on my younger brother, and now he's no longer here. I bet you he's gonna be traumatized for life. Once again, it's all thanks to the great granddaddy who's a fucking knucklehead who should have never let anything like that inside of children that like to experiment stuff once they get a hold of it. Anyway, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, push the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.